Hello everyone. So we will start with EMI Calculator. I will be using this theme of Bootstrap. So this is very good website named bootswatch.com, and it provides you a lot of Bootstrap for themes. So I'm using superhero currently. So you can check out others. Uh, Whatever you find it good, please use it. Okay. So yeah, I will go with this one. Plus, I will start with some boilerplate code. You can say template or whatever, starter template, which will be having all the links to Bootstrap, CSS, and JS. So I don't need to download and include that thing. Uh, I hope you have watched JavaScript and CSS videos, which I sent over WhatsApp group. Okay, so let's begin. I will go really slow. We'll try to cover up a lot of things uh, as per our as per your feedback. Okay, so let me create one folder name EMI, and let me open that with VS Code. This is Visual Studio Code, which is free, available on uh, Windows, Ubuntu, Mac. So it is open source, even though it is from Microsoft. But yeah, this is free. Okay, so now of course the first file I will create will be index.html. Then like I said, I will copy this thing. So in this tutorial there will be lot of copying from here and there. Okay, increase the font. So like I said in last time, that purpose of this training is to make you capable enough to create some application. Okay, real life applications. So okay, so I will remove this h1 as well for now. And now one small extension I mentioned in the first recording was the live server, so you can use that. So that is, just click it here, search it in live server, which is installed here. So now I will so this live server helps you to you know run one small web server. Okay, so right click to index.html, just click it here, open with live server. It will open up in browser with some port and all that. Currently there is nothing, so whenever I do changes, save it here, that will be automatically refreshed and you can see the change without refreshing the browser window. Okay, so we are good to go now. So as we are using Bootstrap, so we will be using lot of Bootstrap classes here. So okay, plus some custom ones as well. So here I will have one custom CSS, okay, file. I can keep this style in another file as well. So I think I should do that. So let me create one folder uh, name CSS, and under that I will create one file name style.css. Okay, so this is our custom CSS. There you don't need the style thing, you just need to link it from here. So link, so here few attributes need to be passed, that is style sheet. Then I think there is href. uh, Here you need to pass the path, that is css style.css, and you are good to go. Now suppose I put some text like hello world. I will show you how that is affecting us. So as we have included it here, I will use body tag directly. uh, I don't need to mention the style tag uh, at all. So here I will have margin, then some 20 px, it's fine I believe. Now you can see there is some margin from left and right and bottom. Now if I simply comment it and save it, you can see it is not having margin. So that so we verified that our style.css is mapped to our document. So that is one. Then okay, like I said, we will be using lot of bootstrap classes. So row is one of the class, and now you can see I'm using one shortcut, that is I'm simply typing div.row and pressing tab, so it will create a tag for you. So that is very handy lot of times. Then here I will use one more class, that is empty-4. So again, that is empty stands for margin from top. Again, we are not having anything. Now there is I think last time I explained this stuff as well. I will repeat that again so that you will be more familiar and will keep on using that. So that is uh, the column things. So I will be using col empty2. So the thing is, this column thing should be used under row class. Okay, that is needed. Otherwise, it won't make any effect. So I'm having two column margin on a left. Then I will be dividing the section into two parts. On a left hand side there will be calculator, on a right hand side there will be uh, the, the result. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So this 2 will be blank, 4 will be having calculator, this 4 will be having the result. So let me type something so that you will understand what is happening. Calculator, I will simply copy paste this thing. Okay, so you can see it is aligned properly. So that's the whole purpose of these columns. So you can divide that 12 column space as per your need. Okay, now I will have some fields here, like first of all I would like to change the background color and everything as per this theme. So how to use this thing, it's simple. So go to bootstrap.com, choose theme whatever you like. Then on a in this now menu you will see there are various options. So I will be choosing this option, that is bootstrap.main.css. I will open so when you click that, it directly starts downloading. So you can save that under your css folder, that is bootstrap.main.css. Then what you need to change is this CDN link. Okay, so instead of pointing that to some URL, so just delete this part. Okay, and just this will point to the local bootstrap. That's it. Now you can see there is change in theme. Now whatever you want to do, you can do it. I mean, you can copy it from here. Okay, so like I said, I will be copying a lot of things today. So yeah, you can put the navbar and all that. But right now what I need is calculator. So I will be copying this section. So just simply click that, copy it. I will delete lot of things from here which I don't need. Okay, so we will keep this calculator here. Okay, now just scroll up and delete this form first, this field set. So hopefully it is deleting the end tag with that. Okay, so but it didn't, so I will need to delete those as well. Now again scroll up a bit, just go to this site and you can see there are so many things which I don't need. Currently I will keep only this email part. Okay, so we know what is that. So here you can read that email address, except this div, delete everything. Okay, so let me scroll up to the submit button. So this is our submit button. Up to that part, delete everything. Okay, I will just move that to the left. So you can use shift tab to move to the left. Okay, now I have saved that. Hopefully that looks still good. Okay, yeah, it is looking fine. Then from this div, whatever we have, okay, I will again remove unnecessary stuff. So I don't need this small stuff, which is basically this one. So I will delete that. Then I will replace lot of stuff here. So I don't need this area, describe part. Then this for. So here I will mention the ID of this particular input tab. So I will name it. Uh, yeah, the first one is our loan amount. So loan amount. I will give the ID loan amount, and label 4 will be loan amount. Replace this text to loan amount 2. So here you can basically, okay, instead of placeholder, so placeholder is just some friend text which gives you the what to do and all that. So I will mention the value here. So I will have some value like something 5 lakhs. Okay, one important thing you need to change here is the type. So here you should not type text or anything. So you should be able to type only number. So HTML has this particular type, that is number. So here you can have password, text, number, email, so many things. Okay, so right now I can't type anything other than number. Okay, so yeah, so we this is kind of skeleton for us. Okay, and I will simply copy paste this thing. Simple is that. Of course I will need to change the IDs. So after loan amount we need interest rate. So you can see I'm using camel case, that is the first word of uh, the yeah the first word is having small letter, small case, and the other ones are having the word first character, sorry, in capital, like that. Okay, so interest rate will be, of course, 10. Then yeah, of course I need to change it here as well. Interest rate already. Then tenure or duration, whatever you call it, I don't know. Okay, so let's call it as duration. ID will be same. So duration is usually 20 years, 10 years, whatever you feel like. Okay, cool. So now there is a submit button. I will change that to calculate EMI. Cool. I want this on a left, on the right side. So there is a good class named float right. Okay, which will just bring that button on a right hand side. Of course you can use float left, right, center, whatever. Okay, now a few things I need to change here. I want to give some heading here. Okay, that is EMI calculator or something like that. So there is one tag named legend. So let me use that. EMI calculator. So that it's looking good. Then here I want to change its color, so you can use class text primary. So that is bootstrap class. You can see it's looking good. Now okay, so the like I said, I need to put the calculation thing here, and there are so many things. Okay, so just before this, okay, before jumping to the JavaScript part, I want to put one error box here. Okay, so suppose if we put some wrong amount or negative amount like that, so we want to validate that. Okay, so to do that, here I will use some error message thing. Okay, so just before this, let me, or just before this legend, I should put that, I believe. Okay, okay, so that is again div dot alert. Okay, then there are some subclasses under the alert, so that is alert danger. Okay, and here I can mention please enter. This is just for demo, of course we will change this later on. Please enter valid amount. Okay, so you can see it is showing some red box. Okay, so of course we will hide that once there is a correct amount, and likewise. Okay, now I will use some id so that I should hide this. Okay, whenever there is error I should show that. Okay, so how we can do that I will show you. So I will mention error message. Okay, uh, and I will try to hide that. So right now I will hide that with CSS. Okay, I will show you how to show that or hide that with JavaScript as well. So as we are using the ID, so when you want to apply CSS to ID, you should use hash. Then there is a one property named display. Okay, so when you mention display none, so that basically hides thing. Okay, like you can see it is, this division is still there, but when you mention the display none, it went away. Now when you mention it as block, it came up. Okay, we'll be managing this particular sorry style with JavaScript too. Okay, now instead of, yeah, we are good here. Now let's jump to our calculation part. Okay, so initially I will put the on click here, but later on I will do calculation when you change the text itself, I mean change the amount itself. Okay, but for a while let's have it with the button itself. Now again we need to create a JS folder. Then I'm sorry, I created that under CSS folder itself, which I don't want to do that. So I will click on index.html and then I will click on folder creation. So JS, under that let's create our app.js, write our function calculate. Good. Now what I want to do is I want to get the values whatever the user type here. Okay, that is loan amount, interest rate, and duration. So you know the function, right? So that is document dot get element by id, our id is then dot value. So earlier I was using the dot inner HTML. Now I will be using dot value because we are using the input box. That's the single reason. Okay, so we want to get the value from that particular input box. So var, so of course I will be copying the loan amount. I will give the same name to the variable. Similarly to rest of them. So interest rate, the last duration. Now we got the value. Now we need to calculate it and show it here, okay, in a result. But I want to do it properly, so I will be using some tags. So here, first of all, I will calculate the EMI amount. Okay, so for that I will use H. Okay, let's use H5 here. For the actual amount, let's use H4. Okay, H4. Currently I will keep it 0, but I will need to provide some ID to that. So I will be having ID EMI. Okay, of course we will calculate few more stuff like uh, total interest amount. That matters, of course. Okay, let me give the proper ID to that. Similarly, total amount you will be paying, that is nothing but total payment. Total payment. Okay. Now this duration will be in years, so I need to mention that. Okay, so of course it is good to mention so that user will come to know that whether it is in months or years. Okay, and we'll plan things accordingly. Now you can see this is not looking that good, so I will try to put some margin here and there. Okay, so let me put first of all the style, text line to center. Okay, then I want to put some margin from top, so I hope 100 px is fine. Yeah, cool, 100 px is working. Now try to avoid this thing like inline css. So okay, so I will be having one class itself and I will move this to our style.css. So let me do that. So dot result. So when you are using the class, so you should use the dot symbol before that class name, and let me move that towards css file. So this is good practice. Okay, to use to keep this thing modular. Okay, okay, so now this is looking better, but not great, of course. So I will be using some css classes like text, info. Cool. Okay, then yeah, similar will be for others. Cool. Then for this EMI value, I will also use some text. Primary will be better, I believe. Okay. Okay, cool. Here. Okay, I'm sorry. I made one mistake. There was info already, so yeah, I'm for H5 instead of H4, and for H4 I should use primary. Cool. Okay. Now it looks better. Okay. I know this may be boring, so please bear with me. Now let's jump to our calculation part. Okay, now we got the values. Now we should validate those, but before that, I want to calculate the stuff. Okay, just jump to the final result. Okay, so I don't know the formula, so I searched already and found this formula. This was with Python. Now I will be using it here. So of course I will need to change the values here and the final amount as well. Okay, so here the R is nothing but our I think that is interest rate. Then T is our tenure, that is duration. P is our principal amount. So let me change those values accordingly. Okay, uh, okay, so interest rate is R. So of course you can do the calculation stuff. I don't want to go into that. Okay, so duration, I replace principal amount will be loan amount or rate, copy paste. Now I need to change this PAW, so that is power function actually. Okay, uh, then again R is interest rate, duration here. So in Python there is a function named PAW in under math library. So here there is a ready-made library that is math, and which also has the same function. So I will use that math.pow. Okay. Now this EMI variable is not there, so I need to mention the data type, of course. Okay. Now, of course, we are not displaying here. Finally, uh, I need to do that, of course. So to display purpose, of course, that's why I mentioned the ID here. So same thing, copy, paste. Of course, here I need to mention as EMI, and instead of value, I need to mention inner HTML is equals to EMI. Okay. Now, hopefully, when we click on this calculator, it will calculate the correct value. Okay, it didn't make any change. I believe there may be error. Okay, so calculate is not defined. Why so? Yes, I got that. So here we haven't mapped this app.js file to this inner HTML file. Okay, so I need to do that. So let me do that with src is equals to js slash app. Okay, cool. It's good to have the errors. Yeah, you can see there is an EMI calculator, but this fraction doesn't look good. So what you can do, so here you can see as we are using the number in input box, so it took automatically the number and it calculated properly. So there is to round up the things, there is a function named toFixed, which is directly attached to the variable that is toFixed. Okay, so if I mention 2, you can see if I click it here, you can see it is rounded up to 2. Now if I mention 0 and click it here, it rounded up to 45. Now let me change this value to 5,000. It will be 48. Cool. Of course, this is in rupees. All right. So I think I should mention it somewhere in our index.html. Okay. So then to do that, then I think I should move this ID. Okay. Then here I should mention rupees dot. Then use a span tag. Give ID to that span tag and have this number inside that. Okay. Okay, that will change. Cool. Calculate is not defined again. Right. So Cool, it is working fine. Of course, you can use the rupee symbol, which you would know already. Okay, I will be using RS. I need to find that rupee symbol. Okay, cool. It is there. Google is providing you, so you should use that. Cool. That looks good. Now, one thing you can see, we have the values already, and still it is showing 0. So what you should do, you should call this globally, so that as soon as it loads up, it will calculate the EMI. That is better to do it. Okay, so what I did, I simply called it from outside of that function. That's it. Okay, now we need to calculate the total interest amount as well, so that is easy to calculate. So var value total interest. Okay, I will put this thing inside. Okay, so it will look good. Now there is a lot of pain going on, but that's what the programming is all about. Okay, you need to keep lot of patience to achieve the final result. Okay, and that's what they pay you for, of course. Okay, cool. Now we moved everything to the span class, and that looks better, I believe. We'll just so that it will be more readable. Anyway, I think that is enough. Okay, now let's calculate the total interest. Yeah, so total interest is equals to, it will be, of course, the interest rate, or sorry, EMI multiplied by the duration, I believe. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, I'm not sure about it, so let's try that. Okay, so EMI multiply by duration, and we should show that, you know you can see I'm copying a lot of things, so that's this, everything is correct. Okay. I made one mistake, so that went to total payment, so I should use the right ID. Yeah, so you are paying a lot. Okay, cool. Next is the total payment. Okay, then that will be just, I think, just a second, I'm making one mistake, I think. Yeah, sorry, the formula is wrong. Okay, so this EMI into duration is will be the total payment. Yeah, so we did that right. Okay, so that's fine, I believe. Okay, yeah, this is total payment. And the interest will be B, of course, the total payment uh, minus the principal amount. So total interest is equals to total payment minus loan amount. That's easy. Sorry, I'm very poor in math. So I just try to find Total payment minus loan amount is total interest. Total interest rounded up. Have to this. Okay, so I will get some small value which will help me to understand the stuff. Okay, so yeah, I believe we are good here. So 483 multiplied by 20 years is your uh, total payment, right? Total payment minus total amount is your interest amount. I believe that is correct. So let me take help of some standard calculator. Okay, so let me have 5 lakh. Okay, cool. Then interest rate, what we have 10. Cool. And tenure is 20 years. Fine. So let me map that. Okay, I'm making some 5. Okay, cool. 5 lakhs. I believe we are calculating correct. So 4825, that's fine. Total interest amount, that is also fine. Total payment 1158. Yeah, that is also correct. Yay. Okay, so we are good here. I didn't validated anything here so far. Okay, so that top error box is not used so far. Okay, cool. Now, you can stop it here if you want to, but I will make this uh, correct application as per, like ideally you should. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is, if there is error, I should show some error message, and I should show some commas here with the values, and like this, once you are changing the value, it is calculating directly. So I also want to do the same. So let's do that first. Okay, so here we are using the button, right, for calculation. Here it is. So instead of that, what you can do here in this input type here itself, you can use the event handler on change and mention the calculate. Okay. Should copy paste that for every input box. Now things are looking good, I hope. Okay, that's working, right? So let me have done. Let me change the interest rate 9 5. That's fine. So even if you remove this calculate EMI button, that's fine. Okay. Now, okay, we achieved one thing. Now what I want to achieve is, I want to make sure that this amount is not 0, less than 0, and it is valid 1. So here I should use some if statement to validate that. So in uh, JavaScript, there is one function called isNumber. So what it checks, it will return true if that is not a number. Okay, so is nan. So here I should pass the loan amount. If it is number, not a number, or the loan amount is less than or equals to 0. Okay, in both cases I will throw some error like alert box. Okay, so like please enter valid loan amount. Let me try that now. So if I type 0, okay, you can see please enter loan valid loan amount. Cool, so that's working. And if I'm having some valid amount, so that is fine. Yeah, so similar to this, you can have for for duration. Of course. Okay. So if you are wondering that what I pressed, which gave me the clipboard history, so that is Windows V. This option is available on Windows 10 or I don't know on Windows 8 maybe, but it just gives you whatever I copied earlier things, and that helps. Okay, so these small tricks helps you a lot. Okay, now suppose I give interest rate wrong, so yeah, that's 0. Okay, so that helps. So you can see I typed 0 and it's showing some uh, infinity nan. So that is totally not understandable by the user. So what you should do here, suppose there is something wrong and you don't want to show those values, you don't want to calculate even further, so you should put the return here. So in any language, whenever you pass return under that function, that and it executes, if it goes to that condition, then that function stops. Okay, now let me show you. So now if I type 0, just simply mention please enter validation, and it kept the same values like we had here. Okay, but this time it calculated properly. Now like I said, I want to show you this particular error box, right? This error message. So I should delete this, of course. Now instead of, so first of all what I should do is by id message. So I will just simply get that in some variable itself. Okay, error message. Okay, and I will keep on changing its style or everything. So for the first time, of course, whenever you are calculating something, so you should mention the style display to none. Okay, and whenever that is one, also you should keep the inner HTML to blank. Now if there is an error, okay, so instead of showing this alert box, what I should do is change the style dot display to block. Okay, and show some HTML content. Please, I will show invalid loan amount, short one. Okay, just copy paste this. Okay, so why I did this, the reason being, suppose if you are showing it already and if you are putting the correct value, then it should reset that. That's the whole purpose of this. So invalid interest rate, invalid duration. Cool. Now let me try that. 0 tab. So it is showing invalid load amount. So as soon as I correct that, it went off. Cool. You can place that somewhere else as per your need. I put it here. It will be more it will catch the attention. Cool. We are almost there. Now I want to put some commas here. I don't know how to do that, so I will just simply take help. So I will just say javascript uh, Indian currency format. Okay, so you can see that I have already visited that in past. So there are so many answers here which I don't like. I will use whatever short and sweet. Okay, Usually you should go with highest voting. So here they are mentioning this format is for float, this format is for number, integer. So I think we should go with this one. That's fine, I guess. So now what I will do here, I will create one separate function which will be right one. Okay, so I will say format to Indian currency. And I will pass some number here. Let's say amount. I will copy paste that thing here. So instead of x, okay, I will delete this x, okay, as I'm passing it from here, and I should replace this x with the amount. Okay, so here what I will, and I should also replace this result finally. How we will do that, I will show you. Now I will simply select this. I want to replace x only from this selection. Okay, so I will press Windows H, not H, sorry, I'm sorry, I think Control R, no, Control H. I'm sorry, I forgot. I think in selection you can do something. Okay, just a minute. This is opening up a lot of stuff. Okay, what I want to do, I forgot that selection thing. Just give me a minute. Sorry. Paste highlighted in VS Code. What is the, your control is usual one? Yeah. Okay, so Control H. Okay, cool. I want to replace X. No, sorry, X from that selection. So from selection, yeah, this is the thing. But I didn't selected anything. Okay, so this should do that only from the selection, not from any other place. Okay, so X will be replaced with amount. Okay, cool. Replace all. Cool. Okay, sorry about that. I struggle a lot. So here index of was there, so I should do it properly. Okay, we are good to go. Now, so here whenever you are displaying some amount, so you should wrap that with the format to index currency. Okay, I applied it to one. I think it made some mistake. Index of amount is not a function. Yeah, thing index of, okay, what was that then? Okay, I made a, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Okay, so instead of that is small trick. Okay, let's X here. Cool. I hope that will be helpful. I'm sorry for wasting your time. We are in a final phase. Return the result. Okay, cool. That is working. Great. I just need to have it for EMI as well. Okay, looks good, I believe. Okay, fine. Now, I want to show you one thing that when you are using Bootstrap, this thing is automatically responsive. So yeah, it looks cool. Let me take a screenshot. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your patience. I hope you find this useful. Like this, you can create any kind of calculator. Thank you so much. Bye.